just for anyone who might not be clear, 6 to 11 p.m. are your usual hours.
That's correct.
And this is now offering a 2 to 5 p.m. service, veering away from what Samaritans usually offers, which is the phone call.
Yeah.
Where did the idea come from, and what led you to making this decision?
So when we first set up 7.5 years ago, in the UK they do offer in some branches the face-to-face service. But for us, it was something which we never thought we would be able to offer here because of the small community and the fact that the anonymity aspect for our volunteers and for those calling. And it's been something that we've been asked for. So it's been something that those who have been calling in and also those who have been visiting us at events has been asking for. So we actually tried to train the volunteers back in January 2020, just before COVID, and then we've had to shelve it till now. So we now have enough volunteers that we could roll out a third section of the shift, and we had enough volunteers who were happy to do face-to-face.
It does add potential complications, I suppose, especially in a very small place like Gibraltar. It's very likely you might have recognised a voice on the other side of the phone. There's an even better chance that you're going to recognise a person that you're speaking to face to face. Are there any concerns about that?
So, of course, there's always concerns, but what we're doing is putting in boundaries in the place. So, for instance, when people come into the office, then we can actually say to them, if somebody comes in and they know me and they don't want to talk to me, we can, we'll have another volunteer there who they may wish to talk to. So it's not going to be for everybody. And again, we reiterate that the service is only, in that setting. It's not something that if they see me out in the street, that they can stop me and talk to me. So we are putting boundaries and procedures in place to hopefully mitigate any potential situation.
Okay. I'm sure there are many people that will avail themselves of this service. Are you having any thoughts it might be more difficult to extend into the nights rather than the other side of 11 p.m?
That's the current issue that we have, that we don't have enough volunteers to do that 11 p.m. onwards slot. It's quite
Which is a lot to ask.
It is a lot to
of course,
ask.
2 to 5 p.m. is an easier shift.
Exactly. Yeah. But what we've noticed in the couple of weeks that we've been up and running with it is that we're also running the chat service alongside that. So we've extended the chat service in that time as well. And we're actually receiving people chatting with us online. So it does seem to be a popular time for some people.
Brenda, just to finish, I'm in a message to anyone who might have been on the fence or might think that they might benefit from a service like GibSams.
GibSams is there as a confidential service for those who are in need. And not only are we providing the face-to-face in the office, but we're actually providing it at events. So if you feel that you need to speak to somebody about anything, it doesn't matter, it's not just about suicide. It's about any kind of emotional distress. And maybe you just don't want to burden a family, but maybe you'd like to speak to one of our trained volunteers who are there to just listen, not give advice, but just listen.